Hi, I'm Mark Sitt from Crocker Farm Auction. I'm here to talk to you about an exceptional example of early Manhattan stoneware that we'll be offering in our March 1st auction. As you can see, it's a great ovoid pitcher, excellent size, 2 gallons about. But the thing that really stands out, of course, is the incised decoration on it, the great lion on the front. Very focally done. Can you get the face, Luke? Perhaps most interesting about him is the face. It has this wonderful face. Very human-like. Composed of a circle with deeply carved eyes and bared teeth. Just a wonderful folk art representation. And a lot of early prints depict animals with human-like faces, and there's also some other early examples of stoneware that I've seen. Primarily the bird decorations, the cat bird or owl decorations that have very humanoid faces on those birds. So there's something going on during that time period where they were depicting animals more like people, that they couldn't quite get the accurate representation in, and the faces were just done with simple circles and things like that. But this is a great piece. You can see it has this huge body. I believe the body measures somewhere around 9 inches long from head to tail. It's heavily incised throughout. There's a flowing mane on the neck. Very interesting abstract incising running sideways and vertically all through the body. Horizontal incising on the legs, claws on the feet, and a well-detailed ground below. Pieces like this are virtually unheard of. We were shocked when we got a picture of this piece emailed to us. And a gentleman had it descended through his wife's family from Brooklyn, New York, and he knew nothing about it, and it remained in that Brooklyn family for a long, long time. The maker of this picture is undoubtedly a Manhattan maker, possibly the Crolius family, and it has this distinctive yellowish clay that you find on a lot of Crolius stoneware produced during the early 19th century, and even earlier. And the bottom is very much like a lot of the Crolius ware you see. The inside has that brownish, that drippy, light chocolate brownish slip that you find on Crolius stoneware. So it could be Crolius. We aren't sure for sure, but it's definitely Manhattan in our opinion. And you wonder about the design. Could this piece have been made before the American Revolution? It's possible. More pieces get pushed and pushed earlier and earlier into the 18th century as more knowledge comes out. And it turns out they were making decent stoneware in this country around 1750 to 1775. So it's possible this is a lion, this is a British lion made in the American colonies, and that's why it has a lion on it. Or it could just be a simple fascination with the beast itself. Back in the day, it wasn't like you could just go to a zoo and see these animals. You couldn't just take your kid, over to the zoo. We have the Maryland Zoo here in Baltimore, and you can see a couple lions. It was a very rare thing, and so these touring exhibits that would showcase these rare exotic animals were something special, and it might be the first time that you see such an animal. And we know sometime during the 1790s, from about 1791 to 1797, there was one famous lion that was carted around to most of the major cities on the East Coast. Including Manhattan, Murray Street, right near the Potteries, there was a lion displayed there. And it could have been inspiration of seeing one of these creatures in person that led to this design on this piece. But it's a very fabulous example. Incised lions are the rarest of the rare when you're talking about incised decorations. I mean, you can find incised birds, of course, floral designs, occasionally human forms. This is one of only 2 incised lions that I know of from the city of Manhattan. And the other is a jar that is in the collection of Yale University that John Paul Remensnyder donated back in the 1970s. So not only is the form fantastic, the size is a great large 2-gallon size, the age is right, somewhere in the second half of the 18th century into the early 19th century, but the decoration is truly remarkable. Very few early pieces like this ever come up for auction. Most of these things were bought during the 30s or 40s and stocked away in museums or large collections. So we're very excited to offer this in our March 1st auction.